Portland saw riots again last night following the death of Dante Wright at the hands of police in Minnesota. And for the second night in a row, demonstrators who want to abolish police caused destruction.
This time at the Portland Police Union headquarters in North Portland. Morgan Romero reports.
I become numb.
A street their families have called home for 2 decades, now ground zero for late night destruction.
When they're trying to say that, they're supporting Black Lives Matter and anti-police brutality, that's by coming in, starting fires in a neighborhood where you've got little kids, special needs people, longtime residents. How is that helping our community?
Neighbors who live near the Portland Police Union on North Lombard have had it.
The systems need to change. They have to change. But I do not believe that by doing this type of act, we're going to change things.
About 100 people gathered in Kenton Park Tuesday night before marching to the police union building. Authorities say for the second night in a row, demonstrators threw things at police, set off fireworks, and set fires. Marta Wembes helped a neighbor put out flames.
You don't think twice. This is about our neighbor. This is about our lives.
Portland police declared a riot and say they didn't fire munitions or use tear gas.
I don't consider these protests. We're talking about direct action events that are being billed as such, and these are criminal events.
Police say 19-year-old Alma Raven Guido poured accelerant on the wood frame around an entrance to the building, causing flames to grow in a second fire. Police say she had accelerant, lighters, spray paint, and a crowbar. Wednesday, the DA's office charged her with arson, criminal mischief, and felony riot. Raven Guido was also arrested last year after a riot at City Hall. The district attorney didn't pursue charges then, but has now charged her with another count of felony riot related to what happened previously.
But the minute that one crosses a line and engages in criminal destruction, acts of arson, acts of violence, that is no longer peaceful protest. That is criminal activity, and it is unacceptable.
Back near the police union, neighbors say the destruction won't stop until people behind it are held accountable.
What's going to be next if they're not being accountable of what they're doing? This is harming our community, our beautiful city that is not beautiful like it used to.
Morgan Romero reporting, and we reached out to the DA's office today, but they declined an interview. Police are planning for more direct action demonstrations in the coming days.
A CDC advisory committee says it needs more data before it can make any recommendations on the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. Yesterday, the CDC recommended use of that vaccine should pause because of reports of blood clots. It's very rare. Only 6 have been reported out of more than 7 million doses. The panel will likely meet again to make a decision in the next few weeks. Oregon Governor Kate Brown said the Johnson & Johnson pause will not alter the state's eligibility timeline for everyone 16 and older to get a shot. That's going to happen April 19th, this coming Monday. The governor toured the Salud Medical Clinic in Woodburn this morning to highlight the work community-based groups are doing. The clinic has given nearly 5,000 COVID shots since vaccines became available. 88% of the clinic's patients are Hispanic or Latino. The governor said Salud is helping that community get their fair share of shots.
We are making sure they get vaccines so they can vaccinate their patients. And it's been an incredible success. We're seeing the gap close as a result of that effort.
Governor Brown herself got a Johnson & Johnson shot back in early March to show how safe it is. Today, she said she's grateful for the shot.
We got an update from Washington state health officials today. There's some good news and some not so good news. COVID cases have increased in many places, but tomorrow, everyone 16 years old and up will be eligible for the vaccine. Tim Gordon has more.
Thursday is a big day in Washington as the final group gains access to the COVID-19 vaccine.
I'm thrilled so many people in Washington are eager to get vaccinated. I do have a favor to ask. Please be patient.
Right now, roughly 5 million residents are eligible to be vaccinated, including everyone 16 and older adds close to another 1.5 million. It will take weeks to get everyone signed up and vaccinated. In the meantime, health officials are concerned about an increase in coronavirus cases and hospitalizations.
We are continuing to, as you know, race against the clock when it comes to vaccines. And we are very concerned about the fact that we are seeing increasing trends in cases in the majority of counties across the state of Washington.
The sharpest COVID increases are with people in their teens on up through those in their 40s and 50s. It's the largest group most likely to go to bars and restaurants or travel, most still unvaccinated.
We are seeing increased cases. There's big concern that's a fourth wave. People need to distance themselves. They need to wear a mask. I know the weather is turning nice. I know people are tired of doing this.
The state is averaging more than 57,000 vaccinations a day right now, which is pretty impressive. But based on feedback from all providers, it could be doing as many as 150,000 doses a day. Not possible, as the state expects to receive 365,000 doses a week from the federal government over the next 3 weeks.
The largest barrier thus far has been vaccine supply.
As of April 10th, nearly 4.2 million doses have been administered in Washington, and every dose protects someone from the virus. The Clark County Fairgrounds and other mass vaccination sites are now open until 8 p.m. a couple nights a week. The fairgrounds recently delivered 2,000 doses in a single day. And Clark County's Tower Mall Clinic is set to deliver 4,000 doses this week during its 4-day run starting Friday. Now is the time to sign up if you can.
You can protect yourself, protect your loved ones, protect your community, and certainly taking a critical step to get back to some level of normalcy.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Now, a quick look at how Oregon and Washington are administering the vaccine. You can see on your screen now, Oregon has just passed the 970,000 mark for fully vaccinated people. The state is also inching toward 565,000 people who have received at least one dose. The numbers from Washington today are looking very good. The state says at least 24.9% of residents have been fully vaccinated, and more than 1 million people have received their first dose.
Talking about our schools now, the state's largest school district will bring students back in person full-time in the fall. Portland Public Schools, almost 50,000 students can expect to be back to learning in person come September. The superintendent made the announcement at Tuesday night's virtual board meeting.
Now, we've been living in a fluid and dynamic reality for the last year, but unless health conditions and guidance from public health and Department of Education officials do not yet permit it, we expect and intend to welcome all students back to school this coming September.
That is encouraging for now. The district's youngest learners are back in class with hybrid learning. Middle and high school students will return to classrooms next week.
Students at Sherwood High School have started to begin, or will begin rather, hybrid learning next week. And they'll be stepping inside a brand new school on days to have their in-person classes. Teachers are using the construction as a way of getting students interested in trade careers like construction or plumbing. Part of the class is learning from the workers who helped build the new school and other experts. When the program kicked off in November, only 3 out of 180 students were interested in a trade career. By the end, more than half were interested.
I think that we're just trying to transform the stigma of trade students or CTE students versus the college track, and I think it's been really successful here in Sherwood. Our CTE programs have been, and I think that stigma will eventually fizzle with a little bit more legwork from our teachers.
The program dropped a little during the spring semester with only 140 kids enrolling in the class. However, the school plans to expand the program for the next school year.